Sergio Leone's final masterpiece, a 4-hour epic of friendship, betrayal, and lost time. In 1984, this film redefined the gangster genre with beauty and violence. It has been 42 years since Noodles and Max ruled the Lower East Side. From the young Jennifer Connelly to the legendary Robert De Niro, let us see where life has taken this incredible cast. Memories fade, but legends remain. This is the cast of Once Upon a Time in America, Then and Now. Robert De Niro, born in 1943, anchored this epic masterpiece as Noodles, a gangster haunted by his past. At 40 years old, he was already a cinematic titan with 2 Oscars for The Godfather Part 2 and Raging Bull. This role required him to portray a man spanning several decades, showcasing his incredible range. In recent years, De Niro has remained a headline maker. In 2023, he stunned the world by welcoming his 7th child at the age of 79, proving his life is as vibrant as his career. In 2026, at 82 years old, he remains an unstoppable force in Hollywood, actively starring in films and collaborating with directors like Martin Scorsese, cementing his legacy as perhaps the greatest actor of his generation. James Woods, born in 1947, delivered a career-defining performance as Max, a Noodles' best friend and eventual rival. At 37 years old, his intense energy and sharp intellect were perfect for the role. Known for his genius-level IQ and rapid-fire dialogue, Woods reportedly improvised many scenes, creating a palpable tension with De Niro that felt incredibly real. Over the years, he became known for iconic roles in Casino and Ghosts of Mississippi. While he has stepped back from major acting roles recently to focus on his often controversial political activism, his talent is undeniable. In 2026, James Woods is 78 years old, living a quieter life as a poker enthusiast and a legend of intensity on the silver screen. Elizabeth McGovern, born in 1961, was the breathtaking Deborah Gelly, the ambitious dancer who stole Noodles' heart. At just 22 years old, she had already been nominated for an Oscar for Ragtime. While she moved to England and worked steadily in theater for years, she achieved a massive career resurgence later in life that introduced her to a whole new generation. Audiences worldwide now know her best as the Countess Cora Crawley in the global phenomenon Downton Abbey. In 2026, at 64 years old, Elizabeth is a graceful example of longevity in the arts. She is also a talented musician, fronting her own band, proving that, like Deborah, she was destined for the spotlight. James Hayden was born in 1953. He played Patsy, who is the gang member responsible for the most heartbreaking moment in the film involving a cream cake. James was just 28 years old. He was a brilliant method actor and a close friend of Al Pacino. They starred on Broadway together. Tragically, this film stands as his final memorial. James died from a heroin overdose on November 8th in 1983. This was months before the movie was even released to the public. He never got to see his masterpiece on the big screen. Critics widely believe he was on the verge of superstardom. His loss remains one of the saddest stories in Hollywood history. William Forsythe was born in 1955. He portrayed Cockeye, who is the flute-playing gangster. His haunting melody echoes throughout the score of the film. At 28 years old, this role launched him as one of the most reliable tough guys in the industry. His intense gaze and imposing presence made him the perfect actor for mobster roles. He is most notable for playing Al Capone in the TV series The Untouchables in the 1990s. Yet he is incredibly versatile and shines in comedies like Raising Arizona. In 2026, William is 70 years old and remains a working actor. His performance proves that a character does not need many lines to be unforgettable. Jennifer Connelly was born in 1970. She made her screen debut as young Deborah at just 13 years old. Her performance in the Dusty Ballet Studio is legendary. She actually performed those graceful dance routines herself without a stunt double. The scene where she dances to the song Amapola while being watched through a peephole remains one of the most famous images in cinema history. This role launched a spectacular career that has lasted 4 decades. She later won an Academy Award for A Beautiful Mind and starred in massive global hits like Top Gun Maverick. In 2026, she is 55 years old and remains one of the most elegant actresses in the world. It is hard to believe that this complex masterpiece was her very first job in Hollywood. Scott Tyler was born in 1971. He played young Noodles. At just 12 years old, he carried the heavy emotional weight of the early scenes. He had the difficult task of establishing the character that Robert De Niro would later finish. He perfectly captured the innocence of a street kid before life turned him into a hardened gangster. His chemistry with Jennifer Connelly set the romantic foundation for the entire movie. While he did not become a global superstar like his co-star, he stayed dedicated to the craft of acting. He became a respected acting coach and director to help the next generation of performers. In 2026, Scott is 54 years old. His soulful eyes in this film remain unforgettable to cinema lovers who cherish this story. Rusty Jacobs was born in 1967. He holds a unique record in this film that many fans do not realize. He played the cunning young Max at 16 years old. However, he also returned at the very end of the movie to play David Bailey, who is the son of the adult Max. This clever casting choice by Sergio Leone suggested that the son looked exactly like the father did in his youth. Unlike the others, Rusty eventually left the glare of Hollywood to pursue a totally different path. He became a reporter for public radio in North Carolina. In 2026, he is 58 years old. His contribution to the film is special because he represents both the violent beginning and the tragic end of the story. Noah Moazizi was estimated to be born around 1971. He played Dominic. He was the youngest and most vulnerable member of the street gang. His role is small, but he delivers the most devastating line in the entire 3-hour movie. In the iconic scene where he is shot by the rival Bugsy, he dies in the arms of Noodles and whispers, "Noodles, I slipped." This tragic moment marks the end of their childhood innocence forever and turns Noodles into a killer. Unlike his co-stars, Noah did not pursue a long career in Hollywood. He left the acting world shortly after this film to live a private life away from the cameras. In 2026, he is approximately 54 years old. While he remains a mystery today, his contribution to this masterpiece ensures he will never be forgotten. Brian Bloom was born in 1970. He played young Patsy. He was just 13 years old when he joined the cast as the younger version of the character James Hayden would play. He was already a heartthrob from other teen roles, but this film showed his gritty side. Over the decades, Brian transformed his career in a fascinating way. He became one of the most successful voice actors and writers in the video game industry. He is famous worldwide for voicing Captain America in many Marvel projects and writing for the Call of Duty franchise. In 2026, Brian is 55 years old. He is a major power player in the gaming world today, proving that his talent extends far beyond on-screen acting. It is amazing to see how far he has come since the streets of Brooklyn. Joe Pesci was born in 1943. He played Frankie Minoldi. This role came just before his massive superstardom in Goodfellas or Home Alone. There is a funny story behind his casting. He originally auditioned for the lead role of Max, but the director Sergio Leone felt he was too short for the part. Instead, Leone liked him so much that he let Joe pick any other role he wanted. He chose Frankie just to have the chance to work closely with his friend Robert De Niro. In 2026, Joe is 82 years old and will celebrate his 83rd birthday in just 4 days on February 9th. Although he is semi-retired, he remains a true legend of the gangster genre. It is fascinating to see him here before he became a global icon. Treat Williams was born in 1951. He played Jimmy O'Donnell. This character was the fiery Union leader who allied with the gang to gain power. At 32 years old, Treat brought an incredible intensity and charisma to the screen. He had a long and diverse career, ranging from the musical Hair to the beloved TV series Everwood. However, we have a very sad update to report. Treat passed away, tragically and suddenly, on June 12th in 2023. He was killed in a motorcycle accident in Vermont after being cut off by a car. He was 71 years old. His sudden death shocked Hollywood and his fans around the world. He was known as a kind man and a skilled pilot who loved life. His commanding performance in this film remains a testament to his enduring talent. Burt Young was born in 1940. He played Joe. He was the hoodlum involved in the famous diamond heist sequence early in the film. At 44 years old, Burt was already an icon of gritty American cinema. He is best known to the world as Paulie in the Rocky franchise alongside Sylvester Stallone. What many people do not know is that Burt was a professional boxer before he became an actor. This real-life fighting experience gave him a rugged authenticity that could not be faked. We are sad to report that Burt left us recently. He passed away from cardiac arrest on October 8th in 2023 at the age of 83. He was also a talented painter and author. He was a true tough guy with the soul of an artist, and he stole every scene he was in. Richard Ferrangi was born in 1937. He played Officer Whitey. He was the corrupt policeman that the gang pays off to look the other way. His performance felt incredibly real, and there is a fascinating reason why. Richard was actually an ex-convict who spent years in prison for armed robbery before he turned his life around to become an actor. And ironically, he became famous for playing police officers in films like Serpico and The Morning After. We have a very recent loss to acknowledge. Richard passed away from natural causes on May 19th in 2024 at the age of 86. This was less than 2 years ago. His unique journey from a prison cell to the silver screen is one of the most inspiring redemption stories in Hollywood history. Larry Rapp was born in 1948. He played Fat Mo. He is the gentle soul who runs the speakeasy and serves as the faithful keeper of the memories for the gang. At 36 years old, his performance was understated yet crucial. He was the anchor to which Noodles returned after decades of exile. Unlike his co-stars, Larry did not chase the limelight. He stepped away from acting shortly after the release of the film to live a strictly private life. He left Hollywood behind entirely. In 2026, Larry is 77 years old and will celebrate his 78th birthday very soon on February 20th. He remains alive in the hearts of fans as the loyal friend who never turned his back on Noodles. Danny Aiello was born in 1933. He played Police Chief Aiello, and it is a rare honor when a movie character is actually named after the actor playing him because the director liked him so much. At 50 years old, he brought a commanding and rugged presence to the role. He was a late bloomer in Hollywood who did not start acting until he was 35. He later became a legend for his role in Do the Right Thing, which earned him an Oscar nomination. We are sad to remember that Danny left us a few years ago. He passed away from an infection following a sudden illness on December 12th in 2019. He was 86 years old. He was known for his big heart and his ability to play tough guys who were also deeply human. Tuesday Weld was born in 1943. He played Carol, who is the tragic and complex woman caught in the middle of the gang war. At 40 years old, she delivered a raw and brave performance. Tuesday was one of the most famous cult actresses of the 1960s. She was famously picky about her scripts and turned down iconic lead roles in films like Lolita and Bonnie and Clyde. She preferred to stay out of the massive celebrity spotlight. She retired from acting in 2001 to focus on a quiet life. In 2026, Tuesday is 82 years old. She lives privately in Colorado and rarely gives interviews. Her performance as Carol remains a powerful reminder of her incredible range and fearless talent. Darlene Flugel was born in 1953. She played Eve, who becomes the loyal girlfriend of Noodles after his release from prison. At 30 years old, she had a striking beauty that lit up the screen in the 1980s. She was a busy actress who starred in major films like To Live and Die, In L.A., and Running Scared. However, her story has a heartbreaking ending that many fans might not know. Darlene was diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's disease at just 56 years old. She fought a brave battle for 8 years before passing away on December 15th in 2017. She was only 64 years old. It is a tragedy to lose such a vibrant talent so young, but her work ensures she is remembered. Richard Bright was born in 1937. He played Chicken Joe. At 46 years old, he was already a legend to Mafia movie fans because he played Al Neri in the Godfather trilogy. He had a quiet menace that made him unforgettable. However, his life ended in a tragic accident that was as violent as any film. On February 18th in 2006, he was struck and killed by a tour bus while walking in Manhattan. He was 68 years old, and the bus driver was initially unaware that the accident had even happened. It is a cruel irony that an actor who survived so many fictional mob wars died in such a random tragedy on the very streets of New York City. Mario Brega was born in 1923. He played Mandy. At 61 years old, he was the oldest member of the supporting cast and a special favorite of director Sergio Leone. Fans of the Dollars trilogy will instantly recognize him as the heavy brute who fought Clint Eastwood. He was an essential part of the director's cinematic universe. Mario passed away from a heart attack on July 23rd in 1994 in Rome. He was 71 years old. His role in this movie acts as a nostalgic bridge connecting Leone's spaghetti western roots to his final crime epic. He brings a touch of old-school Italian grit to the screen that no other actor could replicate. James Russo was born in 1953. He played Bugsy. At 31 years old, he took on the role of the terrified but deadly rival gangster. He is the man responsible for the most tragic moment in the film, which is the shooting of little Dominic. That scene alone cemented his status as a top-tier villain. James has built a solid career playing dangerous men in hits like Django Unchained and Open Range. In 2026, he is 72 years old and remains very active in the industry. It takes a special kind of talent to play a character so hateable that audiences remember him vividly 40 years later. He is truly one of the best bad guys in the business. They say memories are just ghosts of the past. Watching this cast age over 40 years reminds us how precious time truly is. What is your favorite memory from this film? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. It helps keep the discussion of classic cinema alive for the next generation. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next era.